Hey Rockers fans, your Rockers are hopefully rocking their way to the playoffs. Let's cheer them on these last few weeks of the regular season. Thank you for being part of our 2022 journey thus far.
I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, oh. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
Rockabye Baseball! Welcome back into the Rockers pregame show on the Rockers Baseball Network. And for those of you tuning in on YouTube and around the ballpark, we welcome you in to the final home game of the Rockers 2022 regular season schedule. The Rockers and Honey Hunters about to finish up a 3-game set. A High Point win sends them to the postseason. Let's go ahead and take a look now at today's starting lineups. First off, for the visiting Gastonia Honey Hunters. Leading off playing left field today is Reese Hampton. Cole Freeman is the second baseman, and he will bat second. Hitting third tonight is Joseph Rosa. He's the shortstop. Luis Castro plays first base and is the cleanup hitter. Jake Skoll in right field will bat in the number 5 spot. Luis Roman, the third baseman, will hit 6th. Hitting 7th is Hurley Rodriguez, the center fielder. Hitting 8th is Emmanuel Tapia, the designated hitter, while catcher Stuart Levy will hit 9th. Player to watch in this lineup tonight, Joseph Rosa, returning to the lineup after a day off yesterday, hitting .310 with 20 home runs, 89 runs batted in. And think about Zach Jarrett being one of the more complete hitters on this team. Well, Joseph Rosa is the other one. Zach Jarrett getting the day off today. For the Rockers, leading off is the third baseman, Michael Russell. Michael Martinez, the right fielder, will bat in the number 2 spot. Jerry Downs at first base will hit third. Quincy Lattimore, the left fielder, is the cleanup hitter tonight. Xander Wheel, the designated hitter, will hit 5th. Ben Aklinski in center field will hit 6th. Batting 7th, playing second base, is Tyler Ladendorf. Number 8 hitter today is the shortstop, Giovanni Alfonso. And batting 9th is the catcher, Logan Moore. Player to watch for the Rockers, well, it's going to be Ben Aklinski. Ben Aklinski is a guy right in the middle of the lineup tonight. We'll see if he can assume the role of run producer. He's been hitting up the number 2 spot a lot recently, but up in the number 6 spot here tonight. He's also chasing history. Ben Aklinski with a home run between now and the end of the regular season will become the first High Point Rocker to ever notch a 2020 season. 19 home runs and 20 stolen bases coming in to tonight's game. Starting pitching matchup today, it's Ian McKinney for Gastonia, 7-3 with a 5.02 ERA. This will be his 16th appearance, his 14th start. 71 2/3 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts, 37 walks. Here's the interesting thing about Ian McKinney. Opponents only hitting .198 against him. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. Will give up a good share of home runs, though. 13 home runs allowed this season. And it's even more interesting when you break it down from a standpoint simply against the Rockers. High Point has hit... where did that number go? There we go. 5 of the 16 hits that he has allowed against the High Point Rockers, well, those have been home runs. So not a whole lot of hits, but when he does allow a hit, the Rockers have been able to do some damage. So the question is, can the Rockers hit home runs with somebody on base? Their last 8 home runs have been solo shots. For the Rockers, Mitch Atkins on the mound, 2-0 with a 5.03 earned run average, coming off of one of his best appearances this year, in which he went 5 innings, gave up just 1 run against the Genomes, and picked up his second consecutive win. Opponents hitting .243 against him. You heard Frank Viola talk a little bit about it in the pregame interview today. They've got him up to about 85 pitches, which is way more than they were hoping and expecting to get from Atkins this year as he recovered from an injury. So they said he's just getting stronger with every single appearance, and he's very well ahead of schedule right now as well. So for the High Point Rockers, just hoping that Mitch Atkins can continue that positive trajectory, as this is a team that is on the brink of a postseason berth. So not able to do it the last couple of days. A rough day the last 2 days. The 10-3 loss Tuesday, the 15-1 loss yesterday. But that's the good thing about the baseball season, is you can forget everything that happened the last 2 days because it's a brand new day today, and we can start all over again. The High Point Rockers about to take the field, which means that we are just about ready to get this one underway. Players kind of mulling about in the dugout right now, but the Rockers and Honey Hunters, the final regular season matchup between these two teams. If the Rockers do indeed punch their ticket to the postseason, well, they'll meet up yet again next week. Games 1 and Games 2 would be at Caramont Health Park, with Game 3 here at Truist Point, 4 and 5 if necessary as well. But again, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. That's exactly what Frank Viola said in the pregame show. We've got to take care of things here first, and that's what we're expecting Mitch Atkins and company to do for High Point today. Another big thing to keep an eye on maybe later on in the game is some of the big bats that are on the bench for both sides. for Gastonia, Zach Jarrett. And Zach Jarrett is on the bench for Gastonia, so we could expect to see him later in the game in a pinch hitter role, as is Jack Reinheimer as well. So a couple of really good hitters for Gastonia would be available to come out and pinch hit. For the Rockers, a few as well. Roldani Baldwin, obviously a good power hitter. Logan Morrison is on the bench right now as well, or is not starting today. So a couple of really good bats. We talk about the way that Logan Morrison has really been swinging well recently. So in the event that the Rockers need a big-time hitter late in the game, expect for Logan Morrison to be the first guy called upon to deliver that big hit that could potentially send the High Point Rockers to the postseason. Well, we're still waiting on the teams to head on out there. Everybody looks ready and waiting on the team to make their entrance. A large group of singers for the national anthem today. A couple of photos being taken down there. It's a good atmosphere here at the ballpark tonight. The final home game of the year. Everybody is wanting to come out and support their High Point Rockers squad and try to cheer them on to a postseason spot. So a good crowd here tonight, and again, they're still filing in. A lot of groups here tonight, and we certainly are excited and thankful for all of our fans that have come out tonight, and not just for tonight, but for the entirety of this season. Thanks to everybody who has come out and supported your hometown High Point Rockers. Hopefully the Rockers show their appreciation tonight with a victory that would send them to the postseason. Well, we are still waiting. Gastonia players starting to file out of their dugout a little bit. Rockers players, I assume, probably doing the same. A lot of them hanging up on the railing, just waiting to come out. The umpires are looking around saying, what's the holdup? I'm not sure either. Well, another big thing to keep an eye on today, while we're still having a couple moments, we can at least look into this a little bit. I think one of the other keys for tonight's game for High Point is being able to get off to an early start. Gastonia in each of the first two games has been able to score in the first inning, but not only that, they've been able to score multiple runs in the first inning. 4 runs in the first yesterday, 2 runs in the first on Tuesday. So I think for the High Point Rockers, another key for today's game is simply to be able to put up a 0 early. And then on the flip side of that too, I think being able to score early for High Point. Yesterday it took them until the 7th inning and they only scored once, and by then the game was far out of reach. So I think for the High Point Rockers, being able to get on the board first and grab an early lead could be a huge thing for this team to try to go out and pick up the victory today. Here we go. The High Point Rockers taking the field, which means that we will step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it's the Rockers, it's the Honey Hunters, it's the final regular season home game, and it's next on the Rockers Baseball Network. we're not going to bog you down with any cutesy cliches or sentimental sayings or anything like that. This is a High Point Rockers team that has a very workmanlike attitude about the job at hand to get into the postseason, and so we're going to reflect that here at the beginning of this show and just jump right into it. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina for the final regular season home game of 2022. We hope it's not the final game, period. The Rockers need one win in their last 4 games to head to the playoffs this year, and with Mitch Atkins on the mound, they feel extremely confident that this could very well be that one game here tonight. It's the High Point Rockers and the Gastonia Honey Hunters in the home series finale, the home season finale. Honey Hunters have won the season series 13-20 in favor of the Honey Hunters. Rockers, though, looking to grab their 14th win here today. Mitch Atkins on the mound, 2-0 with a 5.03 earned run average. This is his 6th start. 19 2/3 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 9 walks, 2 home runs allowed. Opponents hitting .243 against him. The lineup that he'll face: Hampton, Freeman, Rosa, Castro, Skoll, Roman, Rodriguez, Tapia, and Levy. The big number for Mitch Atkins, of course, tonight, his 400th career start. So first and foremost, Mitch, congratulations on what has been a stellar career, and we hope number 400 is the best of them all. The righty kicks and fires. We're underway. First pitch inside, ball 1. 6:39, the first pitch time. It is 77 degrees and partly cloudy. First pitch time and temperature brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. That one misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Hampton. Hampton hitting at .270, 9 home runs and 45 runs batted in. 64 stolen bases to lead the Atlantic League. Here's the 2-0. That misses 3-0. Home plate umpire today, Matthew Caramelli. Calvin Baker is down the first base side, and Kevin Morgan is the third base umpire. 3-0 coming to Hampton. You don't want to put this guy on for free, but Atkins is going to do it. A 4-pitch walk to start this game off. We'll set the Rockers defensively here. Quincy Lattimore in left, Ben Aklinski in center. The right fielder tonight is Michael Martinez. At third base is Michael Russell, Giovanni Alfonso the shortstop, Tyler Ladendorf at second base, Jerry Downs at first base, and Logan Moore behind the plate. Here is Cole Freeman hitting at .313 with a home run, 11 runs batted in. We just mentioned moments ago Hampton leading the Atlantic League in stolen bases, so Mitch Atkins will pay careful attention to him. Throws over before beginning the at-bat to Freeman. Wind blowing out towards center. Another throw over to first. Here comes the first pitch to Freeman now. There's a called strike. And the count 0-1. Rockers in the home white uniforms. Gastonia, same as yesterday. The gray pants with the black jerseys. 0-1 on the way. Another throw over to first base. Honey Hunters have run at will, seemingly, the first couple of games against High Point. Mitch Atkins trying to at least control that early. The righty delivers. 0-1. It's inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Still trying to establish the strike zone. It's missed inside to Freeman, missed outside to Hampton. Runner goes. Here comes the pitch. It's a high fastball. Moore's throw down to second. A good one. They got him. A good peg from Logan Moore for the first out of the game. And, you know, that's one of the big numbers, too. When you talk about the fact that Gastonia has led the league in steals, yes, they have. They've set the record. Absolutely tremendous. But you've got to think about the fact that how high the stolen base attempts have been as well. And just to show you that as a little bit of an example, of an illustration, that pitch called strike, let's just take the season series. Gastonia is now 76 out of 98 attempts against the Rockers, which is good for 78.2%. This one popped up into left. Quincy Lattimore coming in. Alfonso going out. Lattimore's going to call for it. Makes the catch. Out number 2. So again, just around 78% or so for Gastonia successfully stealing against High Point. High Point, on the other hand, is 30 out of 33, so considerably less in terms of total stolen bases and volume. But look at their success percentage, 90.9%. So that's kind of where you see the difference in philosophy in these two teams. The Honey Hunters run a ton. The Rockers are successful a higher percentage of the time. Here's Joseph Rosa hitting .310 with 20 home runs and 89 runs batted in. Rosa swing and a miss. Comes up empty on strike 1. Nobody out. Check that. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the first inning. No score. Atkins delivers 0-1 to Rosa. Grounds it right back to the mound. Easy play for Atkins. The other hand tossed to Downs. And Mitch will face the minimum here in the top of the first inning. That's what we said. The Rockers need to get a 0 on the board early, and they do just that. We go to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the first inning. No score here between the Rockers and the Honey Hunters. Gastonia with left-hander Ian McKinney on the mound. 7-3 this year with a 5.02 earned run average. This will be his 14th start. 71 2/3 innings pitched. 52 hits allowed. That's good for a 198 average. 66 strikeouts against 37 walks. We did mention those 13 home runs allowed. Against the Rockers, McKinney 1-2 with a 7.41 earned run average. He has walked 11 in 17 innings, has struck out 14, and has allowed 5 home runs. The lineup again that he'll have to face: Russell Martinez Downs, Lattimore Wheel Aklinski, Ladendorf Alfonso, and more. Here is Michael Russell. First pitch, grounded third base side, foul. Michael Russell hitting at .286, 9 home runs, 50 batted in, and had a huge day yesterday, a 3-hit day, which is great on its own. As that pitch up high, 1-1. But that win also sent Michael Russell to the top of the High Point Rockers leaderboard. Most hits in a High Point Rockers career with his 284th. That pitch inside, and it is now 2-1. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Count 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Russell takes that outside, and the count goes full. McKinney ready, payoff pitch on the way. Russell takes it, ball 4. A good start for the Rockers leadoff man. Defensively, Reese Hampton in left field for Gastonia. Hurley Rodriguez in center. Jake Skoll is in right. Luis Roman at third base. Joseph Rosa at second base. Again, no Jack Reinheimer today. Cole Freeman is the second baseman. Luis Castro at first, and Stuart Levy is behind the dish. McKinney ready. First pitch coming to Michael Martinez. First to throw over to Michael to check on Michael Russell. He's back in standing. Martinez brought the average up over 300 with a good last week. He's hitting at 307 now. 5 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Swing and a foul straight back, and the count 0-1. Of course, the heroics last week from Martinez, the walk-off grand slam to defeat Lancaster in the series finale. McKinney ready. Here comes an 0-1 offering. The lefty delivers. Martinez lines it into left field, a base hit. Michael Russell heads to second. The Rockers have 2 aboard with nobody out here at the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Jerry Downs. Downs hitting 307, 22 home runs, 83 runs batted in. What a full crowd here at the ballpark. You can hear the noise from the fans here in the first inning as the High Point Rockers trying to get on the board first. Certainly try to establish momentum in this game early. First pitch coming to Downs. Already set career highs in home runs and runs batted in this year. Takes a healthy hack at that first pitch, fouls it off, and the count 0-1. Martinez at first base, Russell at second. McKinney comes set, ready with the 0-1 to Downs. The lefty fires, and Downs takes just outside, and the count 1-1 strike. The mantra that we have heard from everybody down there. I was down talking with some of the guys before the game today. And you certainly have to be in awe of the, or inspired at least by the workmanlike attitude down there as that pitch low. 2-1 to Downs. To a man, everybody I talked to, business as usual. Just control what we can control. Focus on us. This is a very, very focused team right now, and despite the losses the last 3 games, this is a Rockers squad that they're not down on themselves, not by a long shot. 2-1 coming to Downs. He swings and hits a towering pop-up in the infield. Roman is there. He's going to be called off, though, by Castro. Castro ends up being closer to the third base bag than the first base bag by the time all is said and done, but he'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Quincy Lattimore, 253, 20 home runs, 75 runs batted in. 6 of his 20 home runs this season have come against the Honey Hunters. Neither runner being held on here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Lattimore. He'll take downstairs, ball 1. Entire field except for a little sliver in left center and a little bit in center field. Everything else, that is the only sections in sunlight. Everything else is already in shade here at 6:52. We're probably only about 45 minutes or so from sunset. That pitch a called strike, and the count 1-1. The official sunset time tonight. First the 1-1. McKinney holds the set. Both runners inching off of their respective bases. Here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground. Just past the dive. No, it's snagged by Rosa. Goes to second base. Everybody's going to be safe. Thought that ball was going to sneak through. Rosa made a great play to stop the ball and probably saved a run, at least for the time being. But his last chance effort to go to second base failed. Everybody's safe, and the Rockers have the bases loaded and 1 out. That'll bring up Xander Wheel. It's 261, 30 home runs, 93 runs batted in. It's an infield base hit for Lattimore. We're saying the official sunset time, 7:27, so about 35 minutes or so from now. Russell at third, Martinez at second, Lattimore at first. You talk about the pressure the Honey Hunters put on in the first inning yesterday, scoring 4 runs. They had the bases loaded. They had Liam O'Sullivan on his heels. The Rockers able to do the same thing here with Ian McKinney in the bottom of the first. Now can they make him pay just like Gastonia did yesterday? First pitch to Wheel, up high, ball 1. On the way. Wheel takes high, and the count 2-0. McKinney comes set 2-0 on the way. Fastball, that's inside, 3-0. Nowhere to put him. One more bad one from McKinney would load the bases and force in a run. McKinney comes set 3-0 on the way to Wheel. We'll see if he's got a green light to swing. He'll take. It's a called strike, 3-1. Again, we'll give you the regular scoreboard updates today. Probably not much more than that, because with this team saying, look, we're just going to focus on what we can control, we're going to try a little something different and maybe not scoreboard watch as much tonight. 3-1 coming to Xander Wheel. McKinney delivers. Wheel, big swing and a foul back to the net, and the count goes full. Nowhere to put him, but Ian McKinney has battled back to at least force the count 3-2, so payoff pitch on the way. Wheel the open stance in the back of the right-hand batter's box. And timeout called. Albert Gonzalez over at third base coaching box. Roldani Baldwin over at the first base box. Here comes the 3-2 to Xander Wheel. McKinney delivers. Wheel swings, hits it on the ground towards short. Could be 2. Rosa goes to second for 1. Relay to first in time. The Rockers load the bases, but come up empty. Xander Wheel bounces into a 6-4-3 double play. And we will head to the top of the second inning. No score on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the second inning, It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Gastonia. Luis Castro, Jake Skoll, Luis Roman against Mitch Atkins. No score here at Truist Point. Mitch Atkins threw 11 pitches in the first inning. Ian McKinney threw 21. Again, a very simple game plan for the Rockers tonight. Win the game, you're in the playoffs. That's really all that comes down to. Here is Luis Castro, 278, 12 home runs, 49 runs batted in this year. Against High Point, though, the average goes from 278 to 304. Fastball up high, and the count 1-0 to Castro. In Atkins' last start, 86 pitches, which was the most of his first 5 starts, so probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 85 to 90 for him again today. There's a called strike, 1-1. So I think that's probably what we are expecting, probably 5 innings, maybe 6 if he can get there. That one just outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Two balls and a strike to Castro. Atkins fires a fastball low. The count 3-1. Mitch, right-hander, wearing number 33. Works the first base side of the slab. Fastball, that sails inside. And that is ball 4. So the second consecutive inning that Atkins has walked the leadoff man. That will bring up Jake Skoll, 261, 23 home runs, and 58 runs batted in. Castro, 17 stolen bases over there at first base. Again, the majority of this team you have to pay attention to when they're on the base paths. Perhaps the only exception, Stuart Levy. Is that pitch up and away from Atkins, 1-0. Levy stolen 1 base in 4 attempts. Even Emmanuel Tapia has 7 steals this year. Mitch needs to hone in on the strike ratio, though. 17 pitches, 6 strikes early. That pitch popped up in the infield. Jerry Downs watching it and is going to make the catch for out number 1. Brings up Luis Roman, a 266 hitter, 16 home runs and 70 runs batted in. This Gastonia team, again, probably the most well-rounded team in the Atlantic League. Obviously, they have the best record in the Atlantic League. Really, you can't take a break or let up through any particular part of the lineup. It's not often you get to say that about an Atlantic League team. Atkins throws over to first base. Back in safely is Castro. Here comes the pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. One of the things that Frank Viola preaches for this team is first pitch strikes. So far, Atkins not been able to do that often through the first 6 hitters. 1-0 coming. That's popped up in the infield. But hey, we'll take a couple of those. Lattimore, the second baseman, into shallow right, will make the catch. Second out. Certainly got some of these Gastonia hitters off balance. And I think one of the most impressive things about that is the fact that Atkins is getting behind in the count, but he's still being able to induce weakly hit baseballs from the Gastonia lineup. Weak contact from the Honey Hunters. Here is Hurley Rodriguez, 276, 8 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Atkins has won his last 2 starts, trying to make it 3 in a row. First pitch coming to Rodriguez as Castro takes his lead off of first. Rodriguez swings, skies it into center. Right there is Zaklinski, and that is the final out of the inning. So after the leadoff walk to Castro, the next three retired, and we will head to the bottom of the second inning. No score on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey Rockers fans, Brittany here coming to you all live from the High Pint. And it's yet another Thirsty Thursday. Thank you for joining us right here at Truist Point for some baseball. And of course, dollar beers. I can't think of a better way to enjoy my Thursday night, especially with the baseball season wrapping up very soon. Get your last few home games in with us.
Bottom of the second, High Point has 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Ben Aklinski, Tyler Ladendorf, Giovanni Alfonso here against Ian McKinney. And, well, the Rockers have done a good job keeping Gastonia off of the board early. But we said that the other side of that, the other part of that was being able to score early. And I think a big thing when you talk about the fact that this is a very, very full house here at Truist Point, if the High Point Rockers are able to grab that early lead, the fans would certainly feed into that momentum, and I think the players would feed off of that as well. Here's Ben Aklinski, 270, 19 home runs, 74 batted in. First pitch, a big swing and a miss, 0-1. Talked about it just briefly on the pregame show. Ben Aklinski trying to become the first High Point Rocker to be a member of the 2020 club. 19 home runs and 20 stolen bases this year for Ben. His first season in a High Point uniform. Here comes the pitch, swings, fouls it off, and the count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 on the way. McKinney comes set, foot right smack in the middle of the slab, and delivers way outside, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Rockers injury report, Jay Gonzalez still on the inactive list. He and his wife welcomed their first child a couple of days ago, and Jay obviously is home to be with the family. And again, we certainly wish them very heartfelt congratulations, and we're so excited for them as Aklinski takes that pitch low, 2-2. Elsewhere, Joe Johnson and Ivan Pinheiro continue to be on the injured list. If you heard the pregame interview today with Frank Viola, he said his hope was to get a couple of innings out of the bullpen from Ivan Pinheiro this weekend and to see how he feels to be ready for the postseason. This one lined into left field. Catch made by Reese Hampton. Hampton started to go the wrong way with that ball, but able to recover quickly, and that is out number 1. Hard hit baseball from Aklinski, and the Rockers making pretty good contact off of Ian McKinney early on here today. Just not a whole lot to show for it so far. Here's Tyler Ladendorf, 235, a career-high 17 home runs, 48 runs batted in. McKinney's first pitch to Ladendorf. He'll take a fastball. It's a cold strike. And the count 0-1. 0-1 on the way. McKinney delivers. Ladendorf swings. High fly into left field. Hampton going back to the wall and makes the catch. Oh my goodness. Ladendorf just missed it. He gave it a ride, but that baseball got off one stop too soon. So we're talking about, though, hard-hit baseballs off of McKinney early. That'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso, 285, 3 home runs, and 43 runs batted in. Alfonso now second in Rockers history with 282 hits. Had the record until yesterday. 3-hit game from Michael Russell. Friendly competition on this team has been the name of the game at times this year. We'll see if Alfonso can try to wrestle it back. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, though, and the count 0-1. McKinney ready with the 0-1 delivery. Fires, and Alfonso will take that one for a strike. It's 0-2 now. Logan Moore, the number 9 man in the lineup, in the on-deck circle. 0-2 coming. Alfonso takes that one high, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, the sounds and sights here at the ballpark, you'd think it was a postseason game already for the Rockers. In a way, it is. As Alfonso fouls it off, count remains 1-2. Some of the people have been talking about it. Really, they said, look, when you're in a battle for a playoff spot and you come down into that last week, you've got to treat that week as if it's a playoff in its own, because there's eventually you run into a spot where there's no tomorrow, and the Rockers need to make sure that they can establish a tomorrow, i.e. the first round of the playoffs. Alfonso swings and misses, loses the bat in the process. Haven't seen that happen in a while. We talked about it early in the year. That was a little bit of a concern when he was still dealing with that hand injury, but has not seen that happen in a while. But Alfonso strikes out. It's a 1-2-3 second inning for Ian McKinney, and we will head to the top of the third. No score on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey Rockers fans, Brittany coming to you all live from the High Heights. Thank you for subscribing to our Rockers YouTube channel. We appreciate you watching our home squad even when you cannot make it into the stadium.
Top of the third inning, no score. Mitch Atkins will face 8-9-1. Emmanuel Tapia, Stuart Levy, and then back around to Reese Hampton. Rockers and Honey Hunters, no score. Again, a reminder, Lancaster and Southern Maryland already in the postseason. Gastonia is as well. It comes down between the Rockers and the Genomes. High Point with a 4.5-game lead over Wild Health. The Rockers have 4 games left. The Genomes have 5. They have a doubleheader scheduled against Lexington on Saturday. Any one High Point win or one Genomes loss will send the Rockers to the postseason. High Point would love to clinch here at home in front of the fans. They have never clinched a playoff spot at home. They won it on the road at Long Island in 2019. Wow, feels like a while ago. And then, although they clinched a wild card spot last year, ultimately the wild card spot did not come into play. The Rockers were eliminated the final day of the regular season. First pitch to Emmanuel Tapia, misses low, ball 1. Tapia, a .277 hitter, 15 home runs, and 67 runs batted in. Swing and a miss there on the changeup, and the count goes to 1-1. Looked like a changeup more on the outside part of the zone there. Something that Tapia could not pull. 1-1 coming from Atkins. That's swung on and driven into right field. Long run for Martinez, can't come up with it. And it's going to get past him. Now Beneklinski picks it up at the wall. Tapia on his way to second base. He is in safely with what will be a stand-up double for Emmanuel Tapia to start the third inning. For a moment, Michael Martinez was entertaining the idea of perhaps laying out for that baseball. Ended up not doing so. And ultimately, the ball got past him and went to the wall. So the Honey Hunters, with their first runner in scoring position today, that'll bring up Stuart Levy, who's hitting .220 with 5 home runs and 39 runs batted in. Atkins delivers. First pitch, Levy pops it up. Logan Moore takes off the mask, but watches as that ball goes out of play and lands up on the roof up over our head. And the count goes to 0-1. The fire truck going by behind the parking lot over the left field side. Here comes a second. Here comes the 0-1 to Levy. He'll take the curveball low, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Tapia takes his lead off of second. Rockers aren't super worried about him running from second base. That pitch down. And it's 2-1 to Levy. Nobody out, top of the third inning. No score here from Truist Point. It's already been a better start for the Rockers from a defensive standpoint. This one hit on the ground towards short. Alfonso scoops it up, drops the baseball. He was going to try and get Tapia over at third base and instead drops the baseball and falls down. Everybody is going to be safe. Would have been close trying to get the lead runner there. And now the Rockers in a little bit of a precarious situation. I believe that'll be scored an infield base hit for Stuart Levy. So that'll bring up Reese Hampton. He walked his first time up. I think the Rockers would give up the run here on a ground ball hit up the middle. Jerry Downs holding Levy close at first base. First pitch coming to Hampton. That's low, and the count 1-0. Atkins, again, we expect him to be about 85, 90 pitches today. Next pitch will be number 30. Still nobody out, though, in the top of the third. Even if Gastonia scores here, need to keep it at 1 and not allow it to turn into a big number, much like the 4 that they put up on the board yesterday when they scored in the first inning. Hampton now ahead in the count 2-0. Atkins delivers. Fastball again down. He's missed low all 3 pitches here to Hampton. Strike percentage still not good. 31 pitches, 13 strikes, which comes out to 41, almost 42%. You want to be up around 55 to 60%. Here's a 3-0 to Hampton. Swings, lines it, right field, a base hit. Tapia scores, and the Honey Hunters are on the board. That is Hampton's 46th run batted in. Stuart Levy goes to second base on the play, and that'll bring up Cole Freeman. So the Rockers still have an opportunity for a double play. First pitch Freeman shows bunt and bunts it foul, goes back to the backstop. And the count 0-1. Rockers' corner infielders came crashing in on that play, but Freeman wasn't able to capitalize. Here comes an 0-1. Freeman again shows bunt, lays it down right in front of the mound. Atkins throw to first base to Lattimore will retire Freeman, but the sacrifice bunt is a success. Out number 1, Hampton goes to third. Check that, Hampton goes to second. Stuart Levy goes to third on the Freeman bunt. So that'll bring up Joseph Rosa. He's 0 for 1, and he's got 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 out in the top of the third inning. Rosa grounded out to the mound his first time up. And here comes the first pitch from Atkins. That's down and in, 1-0. It's a birthday party happening right in front of our crowd, Mike, so happy birthday down there to you. Nothing like spending a birthday evening at a ballpark. Here comes a 1-0 to Rosa. Off speed, up and away, 2-0. Atkins continuing to struggle with his control here in the third inning. He's been able to minimize the damage, which is the good thing. But right now, the issue is 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. Rosa takes a, wow, thought that was going to be a strike. Atkins asking where that one was. I agree, Mitch. Where was it? Looked good from here. Little bit outside, according to Pitch Tracker. So a 3-0 coming to Rosa. Atkins delivers. That's hit on the ground towards second base. Ladendorf's only play is to first. It's an RBI ground out as Stuart Levy scores 2-0 Gastonia. Hampton goes to third base. So here is Luis Castro. That was Joseph Rosa's 90th run batted in. First pitch coming to Luis Castro, who walked his first time up. Swings and pops it up into shallow left. Lattimore coming in on it. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning. 2 runs come across for the Honey Hunters in the top of the third inning, and the Rockers find themselves a little bit behind the 8 ball, but still plenty of time. Bottom of the third coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey Rockers fans, Brittany coming to you all live from the High Pint. While at the ballpark, please be sure to visit our concessions right on the concourse. We offer everything from chicken fingers to juicy burgers and even yummy ice cream to cool you off on a hot summer's day. Can't watch a baseball game without some delicious treats.
Bottom of the third inning for High Point. It'll be 9-1-2. Logan Moore, Michael Russell, Michael Martinez, as the Honey Hunters have a 2-0 lead over the Rockers for the third consecutive game this series. They have scored first. Here is Logan Moore. Picked up his first hit this season a couple of games ago. He's 1 out of 5 against Gastonia, 1 out of 19 overall. First pitch from McKinney, a fastball called strike. Atkins, 39 pitches through 3 innings. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Gastonia. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for High Point. McKinney delivers. Moore takes inside. It's 1-1. Ethan McKinney is at 35 pitches. All things considered, given the situation the Rockers started in, as Moore pops this up, foul territory. Levy tossing the mask, going back to the net. Ball gets out of play. The count goes to 1-2. Given the circumstances of the top of the third inning, a good job minimizing the damage by Mitch Atkins. Hopefully he'll bounce back to his first 2 innings form when he comes out in the top of the 4th inning. Here comes the 1-2 to Moore. He swings. It's a towering fly ball into center. Hurley Rodriguez is there. That ball is caught for out number 1. Michael Russell walked his first time up. Rockers had 3 base runners the first time through the lineup. The walk from Russell, base hits from Martinez and Lattimore. Well, not only is Michael Russell the all-time hit king for the Rockers now at 284, also leads the team all-time in doubles and triples. That pitch up high. Of course, the 59 stolen bases we've talked about. His career average with High Point, 309. Here's the pitch. He takes low, and the count 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Russell swings, skies it out to right. Jake Skoll is there, should put it away easily. He does. So 2 straight flyouts for Ian McKinney here in the third inning. And now you get into that spot, we've talked about this before, where the Rockers get in trouble, is when they go through a long stretch of consecutive hitters being retired. Ian McKinney has now set down 6 straight. You don't want to let him get settled into this game. So for High Point, they really need to start to get him uncomfortable there on the mound. First pitch to Martinez, misses ball 1. McKinney comes set, 1-0 on the way. Martinez takes it. It's a strike at the knees, 1-1. We talked about it a little bit in the post-game show yesterday. Despite the fact that High Point has only scored 4 runs total in the first 2 games, as Martinez hits this on the ground to third, should be an easy play for Roman. It is 1-2-3 inning. But we'll finish that thought real quick. Despite the fact they've only scored 4 runs, it feels like the offense has been right there just waiting for the breakout moment. And, well, we'll have to wait at least one more inning as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Rockers being blanked by Gastonia 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the fourth inning, Gastonia with a 2-0 lead over the Rockers. We'll go ahead and take a look now around the Atlantic League and see what else is going on. Bottom of the second, the Genomes have opened up a 5-0 lead already on Staten Island. So again, a Genomes loss or a Rockers win sends High Point to the playoffs. So Wild Health at least trying to get things going on their end. And something we were talking about earlier today, I forget who I was talking with, but the comment was the longer it takes for the Rockers to clinch their spot, the longer the Genomes stay alive. They start to build confidence. They keep believing that, hey, they can come back and do this thing. So that's a dangerous thing to start giving confidence to the team that's trailing. First pitch to Jake Scholes, swing and a miss. And the count 0-1. Lancaster on top of York 5-1 after 3 innings of play. Also after 3, 2-1 the score, Lexington over Charleston. Top of the third inning, Southern Maryland is taking on the Ducks, and the Blue Crabs lead it 3-1 as Jake Scholes takes high. Darrell Thompson thwarted his last time out on a chance for his 15th win of the year. This should be his final start before the postseason, so looking again for win number 15, try to finish the year 15-4. Skoll fouls that one off, and it's 1-2 strikes. It is Skoll, Roman, and Rodriguez, the 3 scheduled hitters, here in the top of the fourth. Atkins with the 1-2, off speed, just south of the zone. Thought for a moment Skoll was going to chase it. The knee buckled a little bit, but Skoll did keep the bat back in the count 2-2. Two on the way. That's just outside now in the count full. Mitch was ahead 1-2. It is now 3-2. Here comes a payoff pitch. Skoll, a towering pop-up. I think it's going to be foul, but it's a long run for Martinez, who should have space and actually makes the catch in fair territory for out number 1. He was about 1 step away from the foul line. And that is the first out of the fourth inning, and that'll bring up Luis Roman, who popped up to second base his first time up. Just past 7:30 here on a Thursday night, Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. And they got fireworks tonight, too. That pitch down to Roman and the count 1-0. So stick around following the conclusion of the game today. If you're on the YouTube stream, we will have the fireworks display for you. There's a called strike on the inside corner, 1-1 to Luis Roman. Atkins ready with the 1-1. Roman swings. Fly ball into right. Martinez is there and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Michael Martinez, the busy man here in the top of the fourth. And that'll bring up Hurley Rodriguez, who flied out to center his first time up. Still fairly early in this game, but this game just has a little bit of a different feel than the first two. Gastonia jumped out to big leads early. Rockers able to keep within striking distance so far, and this should be a little bit of a lower scoring game too than what we have seen the last couple of days. Atkins' first pitch to Rodriguez, outside, 1-0. Still below 50% in terms of strike percentage, but starting to normalize a little bit more. 49 pitches, 23 strikes. Pitch number 50 is a strike, fastball, and the count 1-1. That's a good thing, too. This is trending to be a lower scoring game. There's a called, oh wow, where does that one miss? It's 2-1. We'll see where that one Missed according to Matthew Caramelli. Rockers pitcher's ERA coming into yesterday, that pitch just outside. Before yesterday's game was 371. That pitch a swing and a miss. And the count 2-2. Check that, 377. After the game yesterday, 471. So an ERA jump of almost a full run after yesterday's game. Two balls, two strikes to Rodriguez. Atkins delivers. That's a weak flare out into right field, and it drops a base hit. Hurley Rodriguez, a two-out single for the Honey Hunters, and that'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia, who doubled his first time up. Interesting note from last night's loss. The Rockers tied a franchise record for the most runs allowed in a game in which they did not give up a single home run. The only other time in team history the Rockers gave up 15 runs and did not allow a home run was against the Sugarland Skeeters, August 31st of 2019. That was at Sugarland. Skeeters obviously now the AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros. First pitch to Tapia, off-speed strike on the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. Atkins so close to picking up a 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth. Before that two-out base hit from Rodriguez. Here comes an 0-1. Curveball low. Tapia did not chase it. 68 miles an hour there on the Uncle Charlie from Atkins. Rodriguez, 19 steals over there at first base. And that's just here. He stole a bunch more playing for Mexico as that pitch fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And this is another big thing. Being able to put hitters away with 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. That's strike 3 looking. Down goes Emmanuel Tapia for the final out of the inning. The runner is still going, but strike 3 has been called. That's already the end of the inning, so no stolen base for Hurley Rodriguez. As Tapia strikes out, and Mitch Atkins puts up a 0 in the top of the 4th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Honey Hunters lead 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Three, 4, and 5 coming up for High Point. Jerry Downs, Quincy Lattimore, Xander Wheel, the 3 scheduled hitters. Against Ian McKinney, the Rockers have made some hard contact early, but need to start stringing some base runners together. They were starting to put something together in the first inning. They actually had the bases loaded, but the one-out double play that Xander Wheel hit into killed any chance of High Point getting on the board in the first inning, and quite frankly, they've not been close since. So with 7 straight retired by Ian McKinney, the Rockers will look to change the narrative here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Jerry Downs, popped up to first base his first time up. Honey Hunter defense shifted a little bit over towards the right field side for him. First pitch from McKinney, off speed low. Good take from Jerry Downs, and the count goes to 1-0. Ian McKinney has lowered his ERA tonight from 5.02 to 4.82. That pitch inside, and it is now 2-0. Rockers trying to do something special here tonight. They're down 2-0 early. A pitch up high, 3-0 now to Jerry Downs. Quincy Lattimore on deck. McKinney has issued 1 walk today. Make that 2 as Downs walks on 4 pitches to lead off the 4th inning. So first time since the first inning that the Rockers have had the leadoff man aboard, and that will bring up Quincy Lattimore, who singled his first time up. That snaps a streak of 7 consecutive hitters retired by McKinney. Speaking of McKinney, Quincy Lattimore, one of the Rockers that's had more success than not against him. He is 4 for 8. Check that, 3 for 8 with 2 home runs. First pitch, a fastball low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to Lattimore. Lattimore 1 RBI more than he had recorded for the Rockers in 2019, his other full season here. Almost. He missed a few weeks in Mexico, but for the most part, I would call it a mostly full season in 2019. He takes outside, and now Ian McKinney has missed on 6 consecutive pitches to start the 4th inning. Here's the 2-0. That's outside, 3-0. I'd be very surprised to see Lattimore swing on this next offering, with Ian McKinney having missed on 7 consecutive pitches to start the bottom of the 4th. Lattimore takes a called strike. He thought it was ball 4, so too did most of the crowd. We'll look at the pitch tracker when that one comes in. Pitch tracker says it was a strike. 3-1 coming from McKinney. Lattimore takes. There's ball 4. So, back-to-back walks from Ian McKinney. He has thrown 8 out of 9 pitches out of the strike zone here in the bottom of the 4th. The batter, Xander Wheel, looking for a little bit of redemption. Hit into a double play that killed a High Point scoring opportunity in the first inning. The Rockers' single-season record holder in home runs with 30, RBIs with 93. Has a chance with a runner in scoring position at second base. First pitch, a called strike. Rockers only with 2 hits today, but if you want to talk about how many other outs were hard-hit baseballs, I think you can add another 2 or 3 to that total. That pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Wheel. Which is why in this situation you still have some confidence in this team, because They're barreling up the ball well. Now, the further McKinney goes into the start without giving up a run, confidence maybe goes down a little bit because he's working around it. But at least for right now, for High Point, you got to feel like you can get to this guy. Wheel swings, drives it deep into left field. Rockabye baseball. Rockers take the lead. And that's exactly the confidence booster this team needed. A 3-run shot for Xander Wheel. Home run number 30. RBIs numbers 94, 95, and 96. And the Rockers, knowing they need a win to go to the postseason, grab the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's how you make up for what happened in the first inning. Here's Bennett Klinsky now, flied out to left his first time up. Fastball inside. That is the 14th home run allowed by Ian McKinney this year. The sixth of them that has come against High Point. 1-0 on the way to a Klinsky. He'll take, called strike. Well, yesterday the Rockers did not hit a home run, which snapped a streak of 6 consecutive games in which the Rockers had gone deep. So Xander Wheel, make sure that streak does not extend for a second consecutive day. And the other streak that ends, the Rockers' last 8 home runs before that one had been solo shots. One coming to a Klinsky. He's 4 for 9 against McKinney this year. That pitch low, and it's 2-1. McKinney comes set. 2-1 offering on the way. And Klinsky takes again off speed low. It is now 3-1. One coming. McKinney lifts the leg and fires. Klinsky swings, towering pop-up into shallow right. Long run for Freeman. He's called off by Skoll, and Skoll will put it away. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and that'll bring up Lattimore. Tyler 0 for 1 today. A fly ball into into left field. We have seen the long ball from Xander Wheel so many times this year. That pitch a called strike 0-1. That was just a masterpiece to watch. A 1 coming. McKinney holds the set. Off speed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the Rockers have given Mitch Atkins his first lead of the night to work with. Just 1 run. You can't count out this Gastonia offense, not by a long shot, but we'll see what Mitch can do with it. Lattimore takes away, and the count 2-1. With just 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, who's to say the Rockers can't add a little bit of insurance here? Here comes the pitch. 2-1 on the way. Lattimore takes just low, 3-1. I don't think that McKinney particularly thrilled with not getting that strike call, but it is 3-1. See if the Rockers can't string a couple more hits here in the fourth. 3-1 coming. Lattimore, big swing, pops it foul. It will get well up and out of play, and the count moves full. McKinney set just above the belt. Left-hander ready. Lattimore swings. 2-hopper to short on his knees. Rosa gets up. Strong throw to first. They get Lattimore by a step. Good play from Joseph Rosa. The Gastonia shortstop tonight looking like Jack Reinheimer, who's made some brilliant plays over there at short, specifically against High Point this year. The batter, Giovanni Alfonso. Gio struck out his first time up. McKinney delivers first pitch to Alfonso. He'll take that down and in around his shins. And the count goes to 0-1. Next man up is Logan Moore. And then the Rockers will have completed their second time through the lineup. Alfonso fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gio's average sitting at 284. Hit 248 his first year as a Rocker. Missed about a month, pretty much the entire month of August. He swings. This one jammed. Pop foul. First base side. Goes out of play. Last year hit 273 in 101 games. This is his 101st game this year, and the average at 284. So he's on track to put together his best offensive season as a Rocker. Most home runs he's hit since 2017 when he hit 4 for Long Island. Swing and a miss there, strike 3. He's also 6 RBIs away from his career high. But that strikeout will end the 4th inning. We'll go to the top of the 5th, but the Rockers have grabbed the lead. A 3-run home run from Xander Wheel makes it 3-2 High Point on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey Rockers fans, Brittany here coming to you all live from the High Pint. Please come visit us at the High Pint for some craft beers, some snacks, and of course, lots of great merchandise to choose from. We have everything from t-shirts to stuffies, hats, baby gear, and even items for your furry friends. Pop by the High Pint next time you visit Truist Point Stadium.
Top of the 5th inning. It'll be 9-1-2 coming up for Gastonia here. Levy, Hampton, and Freeman. Stuart Levy, 1 for 1 today. A base hit coming in the 3rd inning. He would come around and score. We'll see how Mitch Atkins does with the lead for the first time tonight. Mitch, 57 pitches through 4 innings. Ian McKinney has thrown 70. Interestingly enough, the strike ratios have flipped. Now McKinney has thrown 37 of 70 pitches for strikes. Atkins has thrown 30 of 57. Gastonia down by 1 despite having 1 more hit than High Point, and Atkins gets the first pitch over for a strike. Just a 1-run lead for High Point. Not safe by any means, but Mitch, except for the 3rd inning, has looked really good today. Off-speed pitch low in the count 1-1. And that said, didn't necessarily look bad in the 3rd inning. It was just more rattled a little bit, I think might be the best way to say it. But he was able to get out of a tough spot with only allowing the 2 runs. It's Levy swing and a miss. The count 1-2. Just kind of deducing from the pregame interview with Frank Viola today, as Levy takes outside 2-2. Should the Rockers grab a postseason spot, you would expect Mitch Atkins to most likely start Game 2 or Game 3 of the series against Gastonia. Frank did say in the pregame interview today, as Levy lines this one to short just over the head of Alfonso. It gets down a base hit, and it's actually going to roll to the corner of the left center alleyway. Levy, a big turn around second. He'll stay there, though. And it is a leadoff double for Levy. Second time in the last 3 innings. Gastonia has led off the inning with a double. That will bring up Reese Hampton, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI and a walk. Frank did say Janice, if the Rockers make the playoffs, would pitch Game 1. And then he said Stem would pitch either 2 or 3, which would lead me to conclude that whichever one he doesn't pitch, Atkins would throw the other. But again, that's all well and good, but means nothing until the Rockers actually do make it to the postseason. Swinging a foul, off of the bat of Hampton, the count 0-1. Their lead hanging on by a thread of just 1 run here in the top of the 5th inning, with the tying run standing at second base. Rockers infield shifted a little bit towards the right field side. 0-1 coming to Hampton. He'll take just outside, and the count goes to 1-1. In the top of the 5th inning here. A couple outs away from halfway. No concerns from a weather standpoint. And that's interesting because with today being the end of the regular season, first the 1-1, Hampton pops it foul. The High Point Rockers complete their 2022 home schedule without a single game being postponed due to weather. They had a couple in 2019. I think they had 4 or 5 last year, but not a single game postponed during the 2022 regular season. That is neat and impressive, too. I guess Mother Nature is a fan of High Point Rockers baseball at truest point. 1-2 to Hampton, outside 2-2. Atkins looking for the first out of the 5th inning. Righty delivers the 2-2. That's grounded weakly towards first base. Downs will take it himself to retire Hampton, but that will move Stuart Levy over to third base. So 1 out and a runner at third. The batter is Cole Freeman. Now this becomes a big out for the High Point Rockers here. You want to be able to get Freeman on something in the infield or a strikeout if possible. Something that Stuart Levy can't try to go home on. So if something that's not well hit into the outfield. Does help that Levy does have the, as they say, the catcher's speed. That pitch is strike. And the count 0-1. Today's post-game fireworks and in-game giveaways presented by Lumos. Tonight, billed as One Last Blast, a send-off post-game fireworks display. As we say thanks for a great 2022 season. That pitch inside, and the count 1-1. And again, that's not to say that the home schedule is over. If the Rockers do make the playoffs, there will be at least one guaranteed playoff game here at home. But it is the end of the regular season schedule as far as home games are concerned here tonight. 1-1 to Freeman. Lines it into right field or center field. A long run for Aklinski. Makes a great catch and throws a rainbow home. It's going to be plenty deep enough to score Levy, though. It's a sacrifice. I don't know. Can we call that a sacrifice fly? It's really a sacrifice line drive. But either way, it scores Levy. We are tied at 3. That is Freeman's 12th run batted in, his 8th against the High Point Rockers. Joseph Rosa, the batter, 1 for 2. Bases are empty now with 2 outs. Gastonia 3 runs on 5 hits. High Point 3 runs on 3 hits. Atkins delivers. First pitch to Rosa. That misses ball 1. Atkins is up at 71 pitches. We'll see if they entertain the idea of sending him up for the 6th inning. See if he feels up to it. That curveball just misses 2-0. According to the pitch tracker, that one just a bit low. 2-0 coming to Rosa. Swing and a miss. A big swing there for Rosa. Comes up empty at 80 miles an hour there. And the count 2-1. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Rockers will have 9-1-2. Logan Moore, Michael Russell, Michael Martinez, the 3 scheduled hitters. First things first, though, Atkins trying to figure out how to get Rosa. That pitch inside, 3-1. Next man up would be Luis Castro. Three-one coming. That's fouled off, and the count 3-2. Rockers have 3 infielders on the first base side of second. Michael Russell, the third baseman, is playing pretty much the shortstop position. So a pretty heavy shift here for the Rockers defensively. Giovanni Alfonso a little bit to the right of second base. Payoff pitch coming. Atkins ready with the 3-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 2nd strikeout tonight for Mitch Atkins. And we're through 4.5. We're halfway home. Gastonia does tie it up on the Cole Freeman sacrifice fly. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Square at 3 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th. High Point has 9-1-2 coming up. It's Logan Moore, Michael Russell, Michael Martinez. Logan Moore flied out to center field his first time up. Ian McKinney at 70 pitches through 4. High Point bullpen, nothing doing yet. First pitch coming to Moore. Big swing. Tried to give the Rockers the lead with that. Comes up empty, though. And the count goes to 0-1. Moore 1 for 20. Since rejoining the High Point Rockers a couple of, well, really about a week ago, a little over a week ago. Here's the 0-1. He swings, pops it foul. Third base side. It will go out of play. And the count 0-2 now. Rockers, again, not getting any help from the Genomes. An 8-0 lead there in just the 3rd inning over Staten Island. So High Point going to have to try to get it done on their own tonight. Moore swings, lines it up the middle, a base hit. His second hit of the year for High Point. The Rockers have the leadoff man aboard. So here's Michael Russell now, 0 for 1 with a walk. Nobody throwing in the Gastonia bullpen. They have a couple of guys starting to stretch out down there, however. A couple of windmills and arm circles and what have you. Here's Michael Russell. You know this team believes hitting is contagious. Let's see what happens if they can string a couple together here. Corner of the infield crashing in on Russell. First pitch, a called strike on the fastball inside. Count 0-1. Luis Roman came racing in from third base. No one coming from McKinney. Russell, a check swing down and in, did not go. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Russell with the batting average sitting at .285. Plenty of space between the left fielder Hampton and the left field foul line. Russell loves to loop a double down the left field line from time to time. There's a called strike on the curveball, 1-2. I think because of his ability to pretty much hit to all fields, straight away the defense here for Gastonia. 1-2 coming. McKinney delivers. Russell swing and a miss. Strike 3. Out number 1 here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Martinez, who's 1 for 2. Logan Moore talking to the new first base coach, J.R.D. Sarcina. Rockers have been rotating in and out over the first base coaching position. Here comes the first pitch to Martinez. That's inside. About swept him off his feet there, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. McKinney holds the set. Ready to deliver the 1-0. And that's a fastball just inside, 2-0 to Michael Martinez now. Well, Martinez, a switch hitter, hitting from the right-hand side. McKinney delivers the 2-0. Martinez takes 3-0. In his last start, gave up 3 runs in 5 innings against the Genomes on the 8th of September to Ian McKinney. Of his 14 home runs he's allowed this year, including the Xander Wheel home run earlier, only 4 of them have come on the road. So a little bit unusual. That pitch down and in, ball 4. So there's a walk to Martinez. Rockers have the go-ahead run now at second base as Logan Moore heads down there. 2 aboard and 1 out, and the batter is Jerry Downs. Downs today 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Base hit may not quite be enough to score Logan Moore from second, but if Jerry can find a gap, he may be in business. There's a strike called. He takes that one. Count 0-1. I think Albert Gonzalez will be cautious here depending on where the ball's hit. Don't want to hurt a scoring chance by being too aggressive, especially with how good this stretch of lineup is. Downs, Lattimore, Wheel. That pitch a called strike. Snap throw down to first base. Martinez in safe. So Downs is down in the count now, 0-2. don't think Jerry particularly thrilled with that strike 2 call. As Caramelli called it a strike and Levy was throwing down to first base, Jerry had turned around to start talking to the home plate umpire about that previous pitch. But now he's got to protect down 0-2. He swings, drives this deep into center field. Going back is Hurley Rodriguez. He's got space. He'll make the catch. No advancement for either runner. Downs gave that one a ride, but nobody able to advance. So that'll bring up Quincy Lattimore. A single and a walk today, 1 run scored. There's 2 baseballs right now. Luis Roman has one and the pitcher has one. McKinney. Roman has just thrown his out of play. So Logan Moore remains at second. Michael Martinez remains at first. I don't think Logan Moore realized that ball was going to be caught at first because I think that ball was hit so deep into the right center field gap. Had he already been back at second base, might have had a good shot at tagging up. First pitch to Lattimore, swinging a drive, deep into left field. Going back, Hampton, rockabye baseball again. The Rockers regained the lead 6-3 now at the bottom of the 5th. Their second 3-run shot of the 9th. Number 21 for Quincy Lattimore. Or should we say number 21 for number 22? However you slice it, that's a 3-run lead for High Point now in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up Xander Wheel. He's got the other 3-run homer. And McKinney delivers. First pitch, a curveball to Wheel. He'll take it for a called strike in the count 0-1. Feel the energy in this ballpark now. Here comes an 0-1 to Wheel. McKinney delivers. Wheel takes inside. And it's now 1-1. High Point bullpen still quiet, so Mitch Atkins is going to come out for the 6th inning. The Vanderbilt product waiting in the right-hand box. 1-1 coming from McKinney. Curveball, Wheel, check swing, doesn't matter. It's a called strike, and it's 1-2. Next man up is Ben Aklinski, and of course, we are watching him to see if he joins the 2020 club between now and Sunday's finale. Would be the first Rocker to ever do so. Just needs one more home run. Curveball, Wheel lines it third base side. Albert Gonzalez is a brave man. That was a rope off of the bat of Xander Wheel. Albert Gonzalez doesn't flinch, and I don't think that ball missed him by a foot. That is one bad dude over there coaching third base. Here comes a 1-2. McKinney holds the set and delivers. Wheel swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but the Rockers regained the lead. A 3-run home run from Quincy Lattimore. Rockers 6, Honey Hunters 3. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the sixth inning, 6-3 High Point. It'll be 4-5-6 coming up for Gastonia. That is Castro, Skoll, and Luis Roman. Mitch Atkins, he records one out here in the top of the sixth inning. It'll be his longest start of the year. Remember, this is just his sixth start. Missed almost an entire year coming back from a pretty serious injury. And you heard what Frank Viola said in the pregame show, in the interview. One of the only guys he knows to have come back as successfully from that injury is Justin Verlander. Atkins, 36 years of age. Again, we talked about it, making his 400th career start tonight. First pitch to Luis Castro, swing and a miss. Castro 0 for 1 today with a walk. Timeout called. A baseball got loose. The Honey Hunters have a left-hander up in the bullpen. And I believe that is Onis Farfan. That's a fastball. The count 1-1. One coming. Castro swings, high fly, center field. Aklinski on his horse, running back into the right center field alleyway, makes the catch at the track. That is out number 1. Ben Aklinski has to go a long way, but he's able to flag it down. And that'll bring up Jake Skoll. Jake Skoll today 0 for 2. Atkins delivers. First pitch, fastball, called strike. High Point has somebody up in the bullpen. Somebody is standing up in the bullpen. I believe that is Gabriel Castellanos. If Atkins not able to get through the sixth inning, off speed, just outside. Good pitch. And the count 1-1. That pitch misses, and the count 2-1 to Skoll. Atkins fires, 2-1, curveball, drops in beautifully for a strike, and the count 2-2. One out, top of the sixth. Atkins ready with a 2-2. Curveball, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, dancing beautifully for Atkins. His third strikeout of the night. And we can begin our countdown. The Rockers are 10 outs away. First pitch, fastball strike to Roman. Roman tonight 0 for 2. Here comes the 0-1 curveball. Tried to get a chase there from Roman, but did not. The count 1-1 strike. Atkins ready. Here comes a 1-1. Curveball again. This is grounded first base side. It is foul. Three runs, 5 hits, no errors for Gastonia. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for High Point. Atkins nearing the end of his day. Last pitch was his 87th, most he has thrown this year. Here comes the 1-2. That misses just outside, 2-2 to Roman. Trying to end his day on a high note. This should be or will be his last inning. They're not going to try to push him as he's still working his way back up from that injury. And again, the Rockers are going to need him should they head to the postseason. Here's the 2-2. Curveball dropped in. Oh, didn't get the call. And I think Giovanni Alfonso emphasizes or represents all of us jumping up and down back behind second base when he didn't get the call. As it stands, a 3-2 is on the way to Roman. Oh, that one looked like a strike too. Swing and a miss. He got it anyways. The fastball elevated. Back-to-back strikeouts to most likely end Mitch Atkins' night. And he ends his night with a 6-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network. Gastonia go into the bullpen in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ian McKinney goes 5 innings, gives up 6 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed. And the new pitcher for Gastonia is number 23, Onis Farfan, and if I'm not mistaken, that is, yes, the second time that the Rockers have seen Farfan in this series. 3-3 with a 3.51 ERA. This is his 45th appearance. 66 2/3 innings, 32 walks, 58 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .249 against him. Rockers have seen him a ton. A little bit of a delay here. We are missing an umpire. Don't know if something happened to home plate umpire Matthew Caramelli or what. I didn't see him go down the ramp. Hopefully it's just something, excuse me, hopefully just something as simple as perhaps a bathroom break or something for the home plate umpire. But we can tell you Farfan's numbers against High Point this year, 3.79 ERA. This is his 11th appearance against the Rockers. 10 walks in 19 innings, 15 strikeouts in those 19 innings. Well, here he comes now out of the tunnel that led down to the Rockers' dugout. So I'm thinking either that or some sort of equipment or wardrobe adjustment or whatever. Apparently was nothing serious, though, as Matthew Caramelli is back behind the plate and ready to go. And so, too, are we in the bottom of the sixth inning of the Rockers 9 defensive outs away from a postseason spot. Here's Ben Aklinski leading things off. He's 0 for 2. It's Aklinski, Lattimore, and Alfonso here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch, Aklinski takes. Ball 1. First base, Luis Castro came crashing in on that as if they were expecting a leadoff bunt, perhaps, from Aklinski. Can bunt, it doesn't tend to. Takes that one high. The count 2-0. And except for Jay Gonzalez this year, Rockers don't normally have a guy that will attempt to bunt for a hit. 2-0 coming. Aklinski takes fastball strike. The board says that was 90. My eyes say it was faster than 90. Here comes a 2-1. That's high. And the count 3-1. Well, right now, nobody throwing in the Rockers bullpen, but again, usually whoever is going to come in, Jamie Keefe, or in this case Albert Gonzalez, has them wait until the first out of the inning is recorded, as Aklinski will work a leadoff walk. Here comes Tyler Lattimore. 0 for 2 tonight. Farfan delivers. That's low. The count 1-0. Aklinski takes his lead off of first. Pretty good lead, but Rockers may hold him close by with the lefty on the mound, and Farfan does check over to first base. Back in safely is Ben Aklinski. Rockers 41-41 against the South Division this year. So this one will determine whether they finish above or below 500 in their division. As this is their final divisional game, they head up to York, take on the Revs this weekend. Farfan ready, 1-0 on the way to Lattimore. The lefty holds the set, now delivers off speed just below the bottom of the zone, 2-0. Frank Viola gave us the pitching rotation for the next couple of days. He said Craig Stem making the start tomorrow. He said regardless of what the postseason situation is, because Stem needs to get his work in if the Rockers do in fact extend their schedule. And then he said Neil Uscali would go Saturday. Here's a 2-0. There's a called strike, 2-1. Then I think it gets up for interpretation a little bit. He said that if the Rockers are in the postseason, that Sunday would be a bit of a bullpen game. I do wonder, however, if they have not clinched a spot, absolute worst case scenario, does that theory change if it's a must-win on Sunday? I would assume yes, but we shall see. Another check over to first base to Aklinski, and the count remains 2-1 to Lattimore. He did say he wanted to get Pinheiro a couple of appearances this week, maybe 1 inning Friday and 2 innings on Sunday. Everybody was very obviously encouraged and impressed by the simulated game that he threw the other day. 2-1 to Lattimore. Fastball low, 3-1. So Farfan, one bad one away from walking the first 2 hitters of the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. High ball 4. So back-to-back walks here in the 6th. Rockers have 2 aboard. The batter is Alfonso, who has struck out swinging twice tonight. Reggie Harris is going to go out and talk to Onis Farfan here. If the Rockers make the postseason, be sure to check social media avenues for information regarding game times, tickets, etc., as we expect that to be announced following once we know whether or not the Rockers will in fact be in the postseason. Tomorrow, the Rockers are up at York. I will not be traveling with them. However, we will be bringing you the radio broadcast as usual on MixLR. We will also have any postseason available that is needed to, postseason information that is needed to convey to you. I will do so on our broadcasts this weekend. We will for sure be bringing you radio coverage tomorrow and Sunday. Saturday is TBA right now. But again, free radio app, MixLR, and search High Point Rockers Baseball. Pregame show tomorrow is at 6:10 for a 6:35 first pitch. So Farfan ready to deliver. First pitch to Giovanni Alfonso. Corners have come in here for the Honey Hunters. Alfonso bunts it foul off of his body in the right-hand batter's box, and the count 0-1. Alfonso is trying to move the runners over. Good leads for Aklinski and Lattimore with the corners crashing in. Alfonso showing bunt. Here's the pitch, and he bunts it foul. Levy almost made a heck of a catch. That ball just a little bit out of his reach. So the count 0-2 to Alfonso. Not been able to lay down the bunt here. I would expect that Albert Gonzalez takes the bunt off here. Gastonia Honey Hunter corner defense, though, not necessarily giving up on it yet. Especially not Castro at first base. Here comes an 0-2. Castro comes creeping in. Roman a little less so at third. Here comes the pitch. Alfonso swings, hits this one. Pass to diving Castro into right field. They're waving around Aklinski. Here comes the throw from Skoll. It's cut off. The throw goes to third base. Lattimore is out, but the Rockers have scored again. It's an RBI base hit for Giovanni Alfonso. It is 7-3 Rockers. That is Alfonso's 44th run batted in. Lattimore is out 9-3-5 for out number 1. Aklinski came around and scored, and that will bring up the catcher Logan Moore. First pitch coming to Moore. Swings, pops it up, foul territory. Roman, the third baseman, plenty of time, gets there for the out. That's the second out of the inning. Logan Moore pops up in foul territory for out number 2. So, go back around to the top of the lineup. Michael Russell 0 for 2 today with a walk. Farfan comes set. First pitch on the way to Russell. Rockers do, in fact, have the bullpen up and running now. First pitch to Russell. Swing and a miss. Should have left that one alone. That one bounced at the plate. They count 0-1. Mitch Atkins trying to end the season with what would be his third win in a row. He's been given a 4-run lead with 3 innings left to play. 0-1 to Russell. Here comes the pitch. He swings, ropes it foul, left field side. That was a stinger off of the bat of Russell. And the count 0-2 now. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Farfan holds the set. 0-2 on the way to Russell. Runner takes off. Russell fouls it. Back towards the Gastonia dugout, and the count remains 0-2. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Alfonso, 4 out of 6 in stolen base attempts this year. And he was running with that last pitch. There comes an 0-2 to Russell. Stays put this time. Russell swing and a miss, strike 3. That's it for the Rockers in the 6th, but they add one more. The RBI base hit from Giovanni Alfonso. And it is a 7-3 Rockers lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 7th inning, the Rockers head to the bullpen. It's Gabriel Castellanos in relief of Mitch Atkins, but what a day that Mitch Atkins had. 6 innings, 3 runs all earned on 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, but really that doesn't begin to tell the story of Mitch Atkins today. Found himself in a couple of tough spots, was struggling with the control early, but he battled, kept the team in the game when it was 2-0, and then when the Rockers gave him the lead, he coughed it up one time, giving up 1 run in the 5th inning, but then when the Rockers answered with 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning, Mitch Atkins held strong, and all things considered, that was every bit the start that the Rockers needed from him tonight. Gabriel Castellanos, the new man, out 2.37 the ERA. This is his 17th appearance. 19 innings pitched, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts, and opponents hitting 191 against him. He will face the bottom third of the lineup, Rodriguez, Tapia, and Levy. Hurley Rodriguez, 1 for 2 tonight. Castellanos works third base side. First pitch to Hurley Rodriguez. That'll miss outside. And the count 1-0. Rockers lead by 4. Still a ways to go That pitch low, and the count 2-0. Right-hander up in the pin for Gastonia. Farfan probably done after 1 inning. Castellanos ready with the 2-0 to Rodriguez. Fastball outside, 3-0. One bad one away from issuing a leadoff walk. There's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. Looking at the pitch tracker, that ball 3 call looks like it should have been called a strike. Overall today, Matthew Ceramelli has not had a terrible strike zone. Here's the 3-2. Check that, it was 3-1. That's a called strike on the inside corner. Now it is 3-2. Castellanos has battled back from 3-0. Now looking for the put away. The lefty delivers. This is tapped foul towards the Rockers dugout, and the count remains 3-2. Here comes the pitch. Grounded, first base side. And that is also foul. So a couple of 3-2 foul balls off of the bat of Rodriguez. He has greeted Gabriel Castellanos with a challenge. The lefty set. And Castellanos fires, and that's going to hit Rodriguez square in the back. And so the leadoff man aboard for the Honey Hunters. That'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia. Back-to-back left-hand hitters to start things off for Castellanos. Obviously no intent with the hit by pitch with a 3-2 count. Emmanuel Tapia, 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. First pitch coming from Castellanos. Fastball outside, 1-0. Good speed over there at first base and Rodriguez. Gastonia today has only attempted 1 stolen base. They were unsuccessful. Ground ball hit to Alfonso at short. He'll race to second base for 1. Throws to first base. Not in time. They're going to call Tapia safe. Jerry Downs can't believe it. Albert Gonzalez is going to go out and talk to Calvin Baker. That was going to be a tough turn for the Rockers because they had 3 infielders on the second base side. So Giovanni Alfonso fielded the ball and then had to race to the bag to retire Rodriguez, and then the off-balance throw to first. Let's take a look at the replay here. It is very close. I think Tapia is safe. I think that Calvin Baker made the right call. It is very, very close, though. Albert Gonzalez not going to spend a whole lot of time out there. So 1 out and a runner at first base now. And the batter is Stuart Levy. Levy has singled and doubled and has scored twice. First pitch coming. That's way outside from Castellanos. And the count 1-0. We are now 8 outs away. That pitch fouled off. Count 1-1. Rockers back in normal defensive positioning for Levy. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing. He did go around. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stuart Levy, 65 strikeouts this year. Outside the top 5 for Gastonia. Leading strikeout batter is Jake Skoll, with Joseph Rosa just a couple behind. 1-2 coming to Levy. Castellanos fires. That's strike 3 looking. 7 away. That'll bring up Reese Hampton, the leadoff man. Hampton today 1 for 2. That's just a beautiful pitch there from Castellanos, dotting the inside corner. And I think the thing, especially for right-hand hitters, that makes Castellanos so effective, when you watch his motion, it's such a sweeping motion from the side. He's not throwing sidearm necessarily, but everything just kind of comes more three-quarters. But from that side, he's just got such a flowing delivery that sometimes the movement of that ball, just the natural movement, is tough to pick up as Hampton lines that up the middle for his second hit of the game. Tapia heads to second base. And that will bring up Cole Freeman now. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt, a sacrifice fly, and obviously the RBI that comes with that. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Rockers lead by 4. First pitch. That's hit on the ground towards short. Alfonso scoops it up. Quick throw to second base. They got him. And we are now 6 away. Castellanos puts up a 0 in the top of the 7th inning. And with that, it is stretch time. Rockers lead it 7-4. Check that, 7-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 7th inning. Honey Hunters go to the bullpen. Onis Farfan, 1 inning, 1 run, gave up a hit, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks and 1 strikeout. We'll turn it over to one of the newest members of the Honey Hunters. It is right-hander Sam Curtis, pitched to a sub-3 ERA in the Frontier League this season. He's making his Gastonia debut tonight, and Curtis will face the 2-3-4 part of the lineup: Michael Martinez, Jerry Downs, and Quincy Lattimore. High Point already action up in the bullpen. It is Cam Cotter, who's getting ready for the 8th inning. Michael Martinez, 1 for 2 today, a base hit, a walk, and a run scored. With the right-handed pitcher in Curtis, Martinez will flip around to the left-handed box. I tell you what, and even last year too, just the options and the versatility you get from having a switch hitter in the lineup. Michael Martinez gives this team something that really they've not had much of during their history with having him as a switch hitter. Gives Jamie Keefe so many options when filling out the lineup card. That pitch misses ball 1. Plus, it doesn't hurt that he can play multiple positions as well. 1-0 coming. Swing and a miss, high fastball, 94 from Sam Curtis. You can see why the Honey Hunters wanted him just after his first couple of pitches. Like a lot of these late season additions for the Honey Hunters bullpen, Curtis can bring the heat. Here's the 1-1. High fastball and 2-1. Wind has died down considerably, just gently out towards straightaway center. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss again, 94 with the elevated fastball, and it's 2-2. Curtis ready, 2-2 on the way. Fires, that's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball that Martinez took high, and the count full. Every fastball, every pitch this at-bat has been chest high or higher. Payoff pitch coming to Martinez. Swing and a miss. Fastball inside that time. And that is the first out of the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Jerry Downs. Downs today 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So first pitch on the way to Downs. We'll have an Atlantic League scoreboard for you in the top of the 8th inning. Downs takes high. 94 again from Curtis. We have seen nothing but fastballs from the right-hander so far. Curtis, not a big guy. 6 foot 170. That pitch high. Going to count 2-0. 26 years of age from Lincoln, California. (2-0) coming to Downs. Another fastball. Downs pops it foul. That gets out of play, 2-1. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Rockers lead by 4. They've scored the last 4 runs to break a 3-3 tie. Curtis delivers the 2-1. Down swing, cues that one foul. And still had a lot of energy left in that baseball because of how hard Curtis threw it. Downs just altered the direction a little bit. The count 2-2. Two on the way. Curtis fires, and Downs fouls it off again. Just a healthy diet of fastballs for these high point hitters. He's saying, hey, here it is. Can you do something with it? So far, the answer has been no. Although Jerry Downs making a battle of it here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-2, and again fouled off. Quincy Lattimore, the man on deck. Here's a 2-2. Curtis fires. Downs takes. Guess what? It was a high fastball. The count goes full for the 2nd consecutive batter. Well, Gastonia has won the season series. They currently lead at 20-13. The Rockers trying to end the regular season at least on a high note. Payoff pitch coming to Downs. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sam Curtis. That'll bring up Quincy Lattimore. 2 for 2 with a 3-run home run for the Rockers' all-time home run king. Through 2+ years at High Point, Lattimore, 48 career home runs, is the all-time leader in runs batted in at 171. He'll take first off-speed pitch we've seen from Curtis. Missed away, 1-0. Here comes a 1-0. There's the fastball. Lattimore lofts it foul and out of play. Straight back and overhead. Count 1-1. Nobody has left this ballpark. Of course, doesn't hurt that fireworks are coming up afterwards, but hey, Rockers could do something special out on the field as well. As that pitch way up and away, an athletic catch from Stuart Levy. Give him props for the cat-like reflexes there. Two-one coming. Curtis fires. Lattimore ropes it left field side. It's going to hook foul and crash down in the Gastonia bullpen. The count 2-2. Curtis ready. 2-2 on the way. Righty fires. Lattimore reaches out, taps it back towards the mound. Curtis comes off the first base side to grab it, and the throw on to first base is in time. That is the final out of the inning. Nothing but gas from Sam Curtis. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Rockers lead 7-3 in the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 8th inning, Gabriel Castellanos, 1 inning, gives up a hit, hits 1 batter, strikes out 1, does not give up a run. It's NC State product Cam Cotter in to pitch the 8th inning. Cotter this year 1-0, 1.88 the earned run average. This is his 16th appearance, 5 walks, 12 strikeouts. The opponent's hitting .226 against him. Cotter will face 3, 4, and 5. Rosa, Castro, and Skoll. Rockers lead 7-3, 6 outs away from heading to the playoffs. Let's take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard, see what else is going on today. The Genomes, 11-0 lead over Staten Island. Max Povsey cruising to what will be his 6th win of the season. Let's take a deeper look at that game. Okay, now this is impressive. Genomes have not hit a single home run in this game, and they have an 11-run lead. 3 RBIs from Gavin Johns moved into the leadoff spot for today's game. A couple RBIs for Samir Dueñez and Luke Becker as well. They are in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 8th inning, Lancaster leads York by a score of 6-2. First pitch to Rosa misses low, 1-0. Niall Ball pitched a Very impressive 7 innings of work for the Barnstormers. Lexington is trailing Charleston 7-2. Billy Horn and the Dirty Birds laying it to the Legends tonight. They are in the top of the 9th inning as that pitch misses 2-0. Southern Maryland a 6-1 lead over the Ducks. They have just hit the top of the 8th inning. Darrell Thompson is already out of the game. Cotter misses high, the count 3-0. See how far he went for Southern Maryland tonight. What I assume is more a tune-up for him than anything. Yeah, 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 run for Thompson through 74 pitches. And what puts him in line for his league-leading 15th win of the year, probably just a tune-up for the postseason. We expect Thompson to pitch Game 1 against Lancaster next Tuesday. 4-pitch walk for Joseph Rosa here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Luis Castro. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. That is the 3rd walk allowed by High Point pitching tonight. Castro, 3 of his 12 home runs have come against the Rockers this year. Cotter misses ball 1, 5 straight misses. 3 runs on 6 hits for Gastonia, 7 runs on 6 hits for High Point. Here's the pitch, runner goes. Pitch is a called strike, throw down to second base in time. Joseph Rosa nabbed by Logan Moore, 2nd caught stealing for Moore tonight. That's exactly the big reason the Rockers wanted to bring Logan back. That pitch was called a strike, by the way. It's 1-1. Now Frank Viola is going to go out and talk to Cotter. So 1 out. Rockers are 5 away. Big spot for a rookie pitcher like Cotter. Frank trying to go and settle him down a little bit. We'll see who the Rockers call on in the bottom or in the top of the 9th inning. Quick visit for Viola. He's on his way back already. Right-hander in the pen for Gastonia. Tough to tell from a distance. Maybe Naughton, maybe Bordner. We did not see either of them yesterday. That pitch fouled off. And the count 1-2. I believe that is going to be Tim Naughton. A little hard to tell. Trying to read the number on the back of his uniform from all the way up this way, but it's my guess. That pitch bounced. And the count 2-2 now to Luis Castro. So the Honey Hunters, after a couple of stolen bases yesterday, 6 stolen bases the day before, now 0 for 2. 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss. 4 outs away. That'll bring up Jake Skoll. He's 0 for 3. Cam Cotter challenging him with the fastball. A little bit away. Good location on it. Something that Castro probably was not going to be able to drive, even if he had made contact with it. First pitch, Skoll swings, hits it on the ground to second, backhanded by Lattimore. On to first. 3 outs away. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Rockers lead 7-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey, Rockers. Rockers fans, your Rockers are hopefully rocking their way to the playoffs. Let's cheer them on these last few weeks of the regular season. Thank you for being part of our 2022 journey thus far.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Tim Naughton coming in relief of Sam Curtis, who went 1 inning and struck out 2. Just absolutely blistering fastballs past the High Point Rockers hitters. Here is Tim Naughton, 1-1, 3.98 the ERA, 20 innings pitched this year, 8 walks, 32 strikeouts, opponents hitting .253 against him. Naughton has not surrendered a home run this season. He'll face 5, 6, and 7. Xander Wheel, Ben Aklinski, Tyler Ladendorf. Rockers lead it 7-3. Trying to put the finishing touches on this game and punch their ticket to the postseason. Taking what they hope will be their final offensive at-bats of the night. Xander Wheel, a 3-run home run today. He is 1 for 3. 31 home runs, 96 runs batted in now. First pitch from Naughton, a fastball strike at the knees. I love that look from Xander Wheel. Sometimes you'll see him nod if a pitch was a strike. That time kind of the half shrug, and he went, I guess so. Oh, 1 coming. That bounces off of the plate. They count 1-1. The Rockers have Bryce Hensley in the bullpen. We'll give it to Bryce to try to finish this one up. This would be High Point's 70th win of the year. They are 69-59 coming into today. 1-1 coming to Wheel. Check swing on the pitch high, did not go. And the count 2-1. Six hits per side. Rockers, though, a pair of 3-run blasts. They've made their hits count. That's low. And the count 3-1. Again, the Rockers will head to take on the York Revolution this weekend. Craig Stem going tomorrow, Neil Uscali going on Saturday, and it's looking like a bullpen day on Sunday. Here comes a 3-1 to Xander Wheel. Naughton delivers. Wheel fouls it back, count goes full. Rockers pregame show tomorrow at 6:10 on MixLR for the 6:35 first pitch. If High Point picks up the win tonight, it'll allow them to kind of set things up for the postseason in terms of getting some guys days off, getting your bullpen in order. Payoff pitch coming to Xander Wheel. Naughton delivers. Wheel takes ball 4. Leadoff man aboard for High Point. That marks the 5th time tonight the Rockers have had the leadoff man aboard. Michael Russell did not score, but the next 3 leadoff men did, so 3 out of 4 so far. Here's Ben Aklinski. Ben today 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Naughton ready. First pitch to Aklinski coming. Fastball. There's a strike at the bottom of the zone. And the count 0-1. A 1 on the way. Fastball, strike at the knees. And the count 0-2 to Aklinski now. Hensley, who's in the Rockers bullpen, has not pitched since Sunday. Oh-2 coming. Naughton holds the set. And fires. Aklinski strikes out. And that is the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Brings up Tyler Lattimore, 0 for 2 with a walk. Of course, Gastonia already in the postseason. This game doesn't really mean a whole lot to them. However, if they lose tonight, as Wheel dancing off of first base, Alfonso takes a strike. Check that, Lattimore takes a strike 0-1. The Gastonia loss tonight will mean that they will not reach 90 wins this year. They'll have 3 games left to play. And with the loss tonight, could only reach 89. Still incredibly impressive. You've got to tip your cap to Gastonia for just dominating the Atlantic League this year. Throw over to first base. Xander Wheel back in safely. Count 0-1 to Ladendorf. Naughton ready with an 0-1. Nope, another throw over to first. Xander Wheel back in. Xander, 10 stolen bases this year. But I think Naughton throwing over has less to do with that and more the fact that 2 pitches ago, Xander was dancing around and got so far off the bag. I don't think Tim Naughton could simply ignore that. 0-1 coming. Righty delivers. Ladendorf grounds at third base side. It'll go foul. The count 0-2. Xander on his way back to first base. Although not particularly early by any stretch. If the Rockers win tonight, this would be technically the earliest they have clinched a postseason spot. Their inaugural campaign, it was the next to last day of the season where the Rockers were able to squeak into the postseason as Ladendorf waves strike 3. That off-speed pitch down and away got him chasing. That'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso, 1 for 3 with an RBI base hit. The win tonight for the Rockers would be 4 games to go. Well, 3 after tonight. Naughton ready. First pitch to Alfonso. Swing and a miss. Slider came up empty. And the count 0-1. One coming. Naughton holds the set. Wheel takes off. Fastball misses. Throw down to second base is a good one. Xander is called safe. Ooh, wow. Mauro Gazzo's going to come out and argue. I think that they got him. I'm going to be honest with you. The throw looked to be in plenty of time. Let's look at the replay here. Yeah, unless the tag missed Xander, he was out. The throw beat him there. unless the throw missed him. That's the only thing I can think. That is Xander's 11th steal of the year. Rockers will take it. So runner in scoring position now in 2 outs. One coming to Alfonso. Off speed, swing and a miss. He waved at that one. And the count 1-2. Logan Moore in the on-deck circle. 1-2 coming to Alfonso. Naughton delivers. High and tight. And the count 2-2. Xander getting awfully adventurous over there at second base. Nobody holding him on or holding him close. So he's been stretching out that lead over there. Naughton comes set. Here's a 2-2. Righty fires. Alfonso lines this one, and it's going to be flagged down by Freeman, but nobody's covering first base. Wheel is on his way home. He scores! Xander Wheel scores. Alfonso goes to second. Nobody was covering second either. It's 8-3 Rockers. I don't know why Stuart Levy didn't try to apply a tag. He might have had a shot at Xander Wheel. But it's going to be an RBI base hit for Alfonso. And he'll go to second on the throw. And also with that, because Michael Russell's hitless today, Gio has tied him again for the team lead in hits for all time at 284. Rockers lead by 5 now. Here's the pitch to Logan Moore. Ball 1. Logan today, 1 for 3. Naughton holds the set at the belt, 1-0 coming. Off speed inside to Moore, 2-0. Nobody in the bullpen for Gastonia. Hensley is ready to go for High Point. 2-0 to Logan Moore. Naughton looking back at Alfonso. Dancing around off of second base, 2-0 coming. Moore takes the fastball outside, and it's 3-0. This isn't quite a return of yesterday's game, or flipping the tides. That pitch fouled off, 3-1. It's not exactly in blowout range yet for the Rockers, but I think in terms of the magnitude of this game and the significance of this game, it kind of feels like it. The atmosphere tonight has been absolutely electric. The fans here in attendance giving it a playoff feel for sure. 3-1 to Logan Moore. That's high, ball 4. The bottom of the 8th inning extends. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. And the batter, Michael Russell, 0 for 3 with a walk. Russell digs into the right-hand box. Naughton ready, first pitch. As he looks back at Alfonso and delivers off-speed strike, and the count 0-1. Neither runner being held on. Logan Moore perhaps getting a little bit bigger of a lead over there at first base because of that. Here comes an 0-1. Russell jammed, lines it weakly foul, first base side, and the count 0-2. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Should the bottom of the 8th inning be extended? Naughton comes set, 0-2 on the way. Swing and a pop-up foul. First base side also out of play. And the count remains 0-2. Rockers also still have a shot to finish the second half with a winning record. They'd have to win out to do so. That would put them at 34-32. A win today makes it 31-32. Here comes the pitch. Russell pops it foul. Again, the count remains 0-2. If they win tonight and go 2-1 at York, they would finish 33-33 for the second half. We do not have starting pitching for the Revs yet. Remember, this is a team, we're going to see a little bit of a different cast. Well, I guess the Rockers saw them a few weeks ago when I was out sick, but I will be seeing a bit of a different cast. No Carlos Franco, but yes to Telvin Nash. Another 0-2 to Russell. That's buried in the turf, and the count 1-2. Carlos Franco, of course, has been playing in China for the last couple of weeks. Let's see how he's doing, just out of curiosity. Was one of the best power hitters in the Atlantic League before he left. He is hitting .214 there in 8 games, so just 3 for 14 so far. 1-2 coming to Russell. Hits this one weakly off the end of the bat towards short. Coming in on his Rosa. The throw to first base is in time. Russell retired, and we will go to the 9th inning. Rockers lead by 5. 3 outs away from going to the playoffs. Top of the 9th inning next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 9th inning. Cam Cotter, the rookie, does a good job keeping the lead for High Point, going 1 inning, striking out 1, walking 1. 2, 3, and 4. Check that. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up for Gastonia. That's Roman, Rodriguez, and Tapia. The Rockers go to Bryce Hensley here in the top of the ninth inning. Hensley 2-2 with a 3.88 ERA. 23 walks, 46 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .242 against him. Rockers 3 outs away from making the postseason for the second time in the first 3 seasons of this franchise's existence. Here's Luis Roman, 0 for 3. Hensley comes set. First pitch on the way. Roman grounds it towards third. Russell scoops it up. 2 outs to go. Here is Hurley Rodriguez, 1 for 2, a base hit, and a hit by pitch. Gastonia, 2 runs in the third, 1 in the fifth. High Point, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and 1 in the eighth. Long wait there for Hurley Rodriguez. He's now made his way to the left-hand box. Bryce Hensley, and honestly, let's be real. Who better than to finish this one off than Bryce Hensley? First pitch to Rodriguez, just misses off the inside corner, and the count 1-0. Just makes sense. A guy who has professed his love for High Point in the area multiple times, a UNCG product, said last year to us that he would sign a lifetime contract with the Rockers if such a thing existed. That pitch is strike, 1-1. And the city and his teammates love him every bit as much as he loves them, which is saying something, because it's a lot. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off of Rodriguez, and the count 1-2. Manuel Tapia is the man on deck. Fans getting louder and louder here, knowing what is at stake here, what is potentially moments away from happening. Here comes the 1-2 to Rodriguez. Off speed, down, did not go. And the count 2-2. Rockers a slight shift towards the first base line. Hensley comes set. Here comes the 2-2. The lefty delivers. Swing and a miss. 1 out away. Well, especially if you talk to some of the 2019 guys, what they will tell you was that losing to the Ducks left a bit of a bad taste in their mouth. And then with the COVID year and then not being able to play in that 2020 season and then missing the playoffs on the final day of 2021, I think that bad taste just lingered for a lot of people. But they have a chance here to give themselves a shot. As that pitch, a swing and a miss, count 0-1. Tapia today, 1 for 3 with a double. Here comes the pitch. Just off the inside corner, 1-1. I know the players can feel it. The energy coming from the seats. It is electric here at the ballpark. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 strike away. I don't know how you can keep calm if you're Bryce Hensley right now. Mad respect to him for being able to do so. Hensley set. 1-2. Swing and a miss! Furniture City is a playoff city! The High Point Rockers are back in the postseason! Eight to 3 your final score, and the High Point Rockers have a rematch with the Gastonia Honey Hunters next week in the Atlantic League South Division Series. High fives, hugs, handshakes all being exchanged out at the pitcher's mound. Maybe not yet the culmination of a job well done this season, but very, very certainly a big check off of the checklist for the High Point Rockers. Rockers postgame show coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Your High Point Rockers are heading to the postseason.
Check 1 2 1 2.
And welcome into the Rockers postgame show on the High Point Rockers Baseball Network. High Point heading to the playoffs with an 8-3 win tonight over the Gastonia Honey Hunters. High Point gets it done in game number 129. What a incredible season the Rockers have put together, and what a big win tonight. What an exciting win. And this team, these fans here still celebrating at Truist Point. What a wild day. What a wild ride, and it is not over yet. Well, Gastonia got on the board first in the third inning. Couple of runs coming in, a base hit from Reese Hampton, a base hit from Joseph Rosa made it 2-0. Rockers in the bottom of the fourth inning, a 3-run home run from Xander Wheel gave them the lead. But in the fifth inning, Gastonia got it right back with an RBI sacrifice fly from Cole Freeman. But in the bottom of the fifth inning, with the score tied at 3, the Rockers take the lead for good on a 3-run home run from Quincy Lattimore. A pair of Giovanni Alfonso singles the rest of the way give the Rockers an 8-3 win and send them to the postseason. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Gastonia. 8 runs on 7 hits and no errors for High Point. 2 hours and 50 minutes today, the time of game, with a 3,352 announced attendance of tonight's game. Let's take one last look around the Atlantic League scoreboard for tonight. The Genomes on top of Staten Island 11-4. They're in the top of the 8th inning. Lancaster defeats York 8-2, with Niall Ball picking up his 11th win of the year. Charleston defeats Lexington 7-3, the final score there. Bottom of the 9th inning, Southern Maryland an 8-1 lead over Long Island. Darrell Thompson about to pick up his 15th win of the season. For tonight, maybe it's a cheap way out. I don't care. Game ball goes to this entire High Point Rockers team. What a year this has been so far. And again, it's not over. The Rockers are guaranteed at least one postseason game coming up a week from tomorrow. We'll give you more information on that later. But the Rockers, it's been an incredible year. This team has talked all along about, look, this is our goal, to get back to the postseason, to have a chance to get into the playoffs again and to try to erase the bad memories of 2019. And remember, that's just a handful of guys that were here from 2019. The rest of these guys, they're here to make some new memories and to start something here, start a new culture for this team. And that's exactly what they've done by sending this High Point team to the postseason. Well, for the Rockers, what's next? You know, obviously, there is plenty of celebrating to be done tonight, and very, very rightfully so. Still 3 games left, and now Frank Viola can kind of reset the pitching staff a little bit. The guys who have been in the lineup who need a couple of days off can get the rest that they need going forward. The Rockers head to York to take on the Revs this weekend. Craig Stem getting the ball tomorrow, 6:35 the first pitch. We will be on air on MixLR at 6:10 with the Rockers pregame show as we put the finishing touches on the 2022 regular season. Not a whole lot left to put on this one. Just a big congratulations to this team. This is a Rockers squad that has battled through some stuff this year. They lost some of the really, really good starting pitching at the beginning of the year in Justin Nicolino and Brady Lale heading back to affiliated ball. The injuries to Cooper Cassad and Andrew Church, they weathered those storms. They weathered lots of changes through the lineup, lots of a couple of injuries, including a couple of times Jamie Keefe said, look, this is the most number of injuries I've ever seen on a team, or he's ever had at any one time. So not exactly smooth sailing for the Rockers this year, but their perseverance has been rewarded with a chance to head to the postseason to take on the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Game 1 of the Atlantic League South Division Series is going to be on Tuesday at Caramont Health Park. As the High Point Rockers coming back out onto the field now. But Game 1 will be at Caramont Health Park on Tuesday at 6:15. Game 2 will be the following day. The Rockers will be at home next Friday. Game 3 of the Atlantic League playoffs will be Friday at Truist Point, so make sure you grab your tickets for Friday for sure. It's a best-of-5 series, so that's the only game that is for sure going to be here. The rest of it will be, if necessary, Saturday and Sunday. So we will see you for postseason baseball at Truist Point next Friday. That'll about wrap things up here on MixLR. We will leave it here on YouTube as the Rockers have the postgame fireworks and such still coming up in a few moments, but just a fantastic job by this team, and the ride is not over yet. Again, stick around for the fireworks on YouTube, but after that, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight for this evening. I'm going to run down on the field and grab a couple of interviews if I can, but in the meantime, big thank you to the media departments of both squads, the fantastic camera operators, and our amazing tech team down in the control room as well. Fantastic job for everybody this year, as the High Point Rockers are going to the playoffs. Final score, the High Point Rockers 8, the Gastonia Honey Hunters 3. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a rockin' good night. Enjoy it, Rockers Nation. This is something to be savored. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.